Around towards that back corner. Look at how bright red this one is compared to the last one I just showed. Eat up, everybody. So I've got a decent little scoop. What is up, G Squad? Welcome back to another awesome video. If you guys could not tell by today's title and thumbnail, we are finally getting to all of these little bioactive enclosures for our crested gecko collection. So today what we are going to be doing is we are going to be heading down to Home Depot, and we are basically just going to be finishing all of these amazing little cages. Now we've got the first step in, which is our drainage layer, and we've got all of our substrate in there. Look, we've actually got one little crested gecko inside of this bioactive, and look at how much the pothos have grown in here. We are unfortunately not going to be going with real wood because I don't have enough real wood, so in the meantime we're just going to be using those pool noodles for these crested geckos to climb on. Since these guys are arboreal, they do like to climb up. You'll probably see them sitting all the way up here under the top of the enclosure. That's just what they do. They are crazy little animals. We've got a lot of really big projects coming up, and I know I keep on saying that to you guys, but I promise you we do. We've got some really cool stuff coming up this Saturday. You guys, we are building some awesome enclosures outside. I'm gonna give you guys a little rundown on where we're gonna be building those and kind of what we're doing. I'm not gonna tell you exactly what we're doing just yet because that's gonna ruin the idea for the next video, but stay tuned because that one's coming out next. And yeah, you guys, we're gonna be building some really awesome stuff out in the backyard. Everybody in here is doing wonderful. Our Oscar is getting huge. So is our little red Oscar in the basket back there. He's getting pretty big. Hopefully soon he can go inside of here, but we've got everybody doing dandy. Our catfish are getting gigantic. You guys, look at this little, hey buddy. A little phantom heard us talking. He wanted to come and say what's up. Like I said, Oscar looking beautiful as ever. We've got some of the cichlids that we did keep. We've got our goldfish, one of my favorites. Eat up, everybody. The Oscar, man, I love that fish. He's just got so much personality. I could sit here and just hang out with him all day. The other night we had one of our crested gecko eggs actually pop opened and not hatch, so this guy was not ready yet. Hopefully this little band-aid I made will work and save him in the long run. But let me give you guys a look. As you guys can see, that egg right there was leaking. So I made a little band-aid, and now that is all hardened up. So hopefully that acts kind of as an eggshell, and this little guy will be able to rip right through there when he's ready. Take a look at how beautiful this red Phantom Frappuccino is. This is one that we produced here. But then here we got Miss Piggy, the lily white. Look at how beautiful she is. Nice structure, huge head, some really nice crests. That is a perfect looking lily white crested gecko right there. And we can't ever forget about the OG. You guys gotta remember when I got this girl for a video almost 2 years ago now. One of my first ever cappuccinos that I found. So this is during the whole cappuccino hunt down when this morph was not really known about. Now that I've shown you guys some of those crested geckos, let me show you guys some of the updates on some of our snakes that we've had growing out here for quite some time, you guys. Everybody's getting huge, everybody's eating like a champ, and let me give you guys some updates on these guys. Right up top, we've got our beautiful T-positive Chinese king rat snake. Quite the feisty guy. Hi, buddy. We're cool. We're cool around here. But I mean, seriously, guys, look at how big this guy is getting. This guy is just a little crazy, so we're gonna get him back inside. We've now upgraded our little king rat snakes that we got in Daytona. Look at how beautiful that one is. They are now in a V35 bin. They are doing great. It's quite the upgrade considering they were in the 16 quart. So as I was saying, is these guys are now in a much larger bin, and they seem to be loving it. Look at how bright red this one is compared to the last one I just showed. Such amazing little animals. Speaking of upgrades, Miss Blueberry over here, she is now in a V70, so she is in a much larger bin. But you guys just stay tuned because we've got some big things coming for our larger snakes. That is Miss Blue. Now that we've got some updates in the garage, you guys, let me go out in the backyard and kind of give you guys some of the ideas that we've got going on inside of this brain. Thing works a million miles a minute. I don't even know how anymore, but it just does. Anyways, about 6 enclosures we are going to be getting done today. So it's gonna be pretty cool to see. And when we get back, we gotta mix up some dirt inside of this one because this one is pretty heavy on the moss, less dirt. This whole entire row, we are thinking of maybe making some larger enclosures for all of our large colubrid snakes. Now, nobody's really done this yet here in Florida. I mean, there's been people keeping snakes outside in Florida, but to keep the colubrids that I want to keep outside in Florida, nobody has done yet, as far as I know. So, what I think we're gonna be doing is building some larger cages down this aisle for our larger colubrid snakes. So those are gonna be the king rats and everything. But I'm not gonna tell you guys too much on what our ideas with the cages are. I just wanted to kind of tell you guys what we're doing so you guys know what to expect in the next couple of videos. So make sure you guys have those notification bells smashed because you're not gonna wanna miss that one. We're at the motherland, the home of the depot. We've got our 3 pool noodle tubings. You get them right there. $2.50 and you got a brand new little perch for your geckos. All right, we are in the place that we need to be. As you guys can see, we've got a lot of greenery behind us. Let's see what these pothos are looking like. That's our go-to. We can go ahead and grab a couple of these little $5 pothos, and then we'll try to see if they got any bigger ones that we can cut up and plant some of the cuttings. Well, I think we scored. Look at the size of this pothos for $20. I can make all those little plants that are $5.98. I can make more than 4 of those out of this whole big mother plant. So we're gonna grab 1 or 2 of these, and these are the golden pothos, so these get quite large. Give them nice shaded areas down below, but this is a perfect plant. Let's grab this one. We're gonna go in and grab another one of those golden pothos. Oh yeah, we're gonna definitely have enough plants over here, just like that. Look at all of those pothos right there. So our crested geckos are gonna have a lot of shade, a lot of hides. It's gonna be perfect. Hello there. 1, 2, 3. Little pool noodles into the car. We are back home. We gotta unload these, and then I gotta rinse off these plants to ensure that if there are any pesticides or anything on them, they are somewhat cleaned off for the most part. But I think we scored. 2 beautiful big pothos that we can make a bunch of cuttings out of. So like I was saying, our first step of the day is to basically just give these a nice big rinse down to make sure that if there are any pesticides on the leaves, they're going to be taken care of. Take this, and we are going to get the correct measurement and cut a bunch of these out for all of these enclosures. We've got 6 of our noodles cut out. Let's take some of these and get them set up into these enclosures. I'm just going to go kind of just like that. I would say is perfect. So now that we've got a bunch of these little ledges in there, we can start to either mix up some of this soil. So this one is pretty good. This one is still nice and moist. So this we don't really need to do much to, and it's got plenty of cork bark. We might steal one of these cork barks for another enclosure. So we're gonna set the lights now. We are going to take this, and thankfully these little lights are pretty cool. They have a bunch of add-ons. So I'm not running a million outlets. I just plug one in to the other, and you turn it right on. Let's see if we're gonna get any power here. Just like that, we've got our beautiful grow light. Let's get this one set up top, and this is gonna cover about 2 enclosures. Perfect, exactly as I thought. So there we go, you guys. There we have it. 2 enclosures are nice and lit up. Well, everybody, we got our lights set up perfectly, but as you guys noticed, the last 4 cages are not quite lit up. Well, this company, they sent me all the lights and all the add-ons, but they did not send me an add-on for the last light. No, not a single one. So, with that being said, you guys, we are going to have to order on Amazon a bunch of the connectors for our last 2 lights. There was this beautiful little fern that was growing inside of this trash pot that I had outside. I ripped them right out and cleaned them off and put them in here. It looks dang good. Now we gotta get these pothos all cut up and get them planted in here. So this whole video you guys have heard me talking about making cuttings out of these plants. So right here, you guys, these plants basically self-grow new plants out of each other. Right here we've got these aerial roots. So right here you can almost put these just in some water or even in the dirt, and these will start shooting out brand new roots. So that could easily be a new plant. I'll tell you right now, look, I could cut this right here, just have that tip, that's a new plant. So right here we've picked out a couple nice ones. We've got some nice root growth too. And I think we're gonna take these, and these ones will join that little fern that we put in here. So we'll take this, just kind of squeeze it up under there. Make sure that those aerial roots are under the ground. Take this one, this one's nice and tall. And kind of put it right next to that one. Make sure those roots are really getting in there. And last but not least, this one is going to take off pretty quickly because of all the root growth. And we can just kind of lean this one up against the back, I think would look pretty cool. And then what we do is take our cork bark, keep that into place. Now of course this is going to look a little sloppy. Once these leaves and these roots start to take, this plant is going to gain a lot of strength and it's going to have the courage to grow up. But that, as of now, is one of our little bioactives. Now just wait until we can get some cypress knees in here, we get some real nice cork bark tubes, and everything will start to grow into one. But that right there, everybody, is one little bioactive set up. Just wait. I know it might look a little rough right now, but I'm telling you, just wait until we get some growth. It's gonna look amazing. We've got another nice little bundle of some beautiful cuttings here. This one we can kind of dig around towards that back corner. And then these leaves hopefully will shoot up towards the front and kind of wrap around a little bit. Move this cork bark around. And then we're just gonna kind of keep on playing around with this and keep on just putting little cuttings in different places and kind of see where it just wants to take off itself. That's the cool thing about these bioactives. You kind of have no idea what these plants are gonna do. They're just gonna do it. We can even wrap this one around a little bit, kind of get that aerial root down in there. That looks stinking good, you guys. Holy smokes. I cannot wait to see these pothos when they're kind of growing all over the bottom. Come on, right there, right there. And just cover that one up a little bit. And there you have it. You got a nice little pothos bioactive right next to this one. You get the fern. Wait until all of these are lit up with plants. It's gonna look amazing. So I'm gonna get back to work. I'm gonna cut some more pothos. I don't know if I'll film every single cage, but I'll give you guys updates as each one goes on. We are now done with 3 of the bioactives. Man, they look amazing, you guys. Well, I just added water to all of our older bioactives that we've set up without any plants, just the substrate. A lot of this stuff is super dried out, so I have to put a lot of water and just constantly mix until all of it is nice, kind of just like this. That is basically what we want right there. All right, guys, are you ready to see what we created? I'm ready to show you. Look at all of that greenery, all that life we've got now. I mean, take a look at that. That looks freaking amazing, you guys. Now, you guys are probably wondering why this is not bioactive. That is because I have a female in there and I don't want her to lay her eggs in the dirt. She is actually sold, so I want to make sure I'm being able to watch her before she leaves. We've got this bioactive, amazing. We've got this bioactive, not doing so hot. Well, I mean, not terrible. Our pothos are growing, but maybe we should add a couple more of the new pothos in there. This one is all right. We should add some new pothos in there as well. New pothos, and this one is, like I said, thriving. So we're gonna get back to this one and put some new pothos in, but let's just focus on the ones that we have created in today's video. I can't get over it. They look amazing. Step back a little bit, and you just see. So now the only thing we need to do is get another light adapter and one more light. But now it is time for the fun part, and you guys are probably already saying, that was the fun part. What we get to do now is we get to add our cleanup crew to all of our bioactive enclosures. Now you guys, I want to give a quick word in basically like today's sponsor is sponsored by Isopod Source. So I'm gonna give you guys a quick word on them and kind of just give you guys a rundown on what they sent us for our bioactive enclosures. So you guys have probably heard me talk about the Isopod Source once or twice in the last couple of videos. Well, you guys, the Isopod Source is a good friend of mine. They are lovely people over there, and they sent us a bunch of stuff for our bioactive enclosures that we have just set up in today's video. You guys, they sent us a major cleanup crew. They sent us some other cleanup crew that I mentioned in the past, but unfortunately, you guys, I'm not a professional isopod keeper. I've learned from my mistakes, but we accidentally We accidentally killed 2 of the isopod species that they sent us, but believe it or not, our favorites are still alive. We've got the Panda Kings and our Dwarf Whites. We were sent the granulatums, I think is what they're called. They were also sent powder oranges, Panda Kings, and the Dwarf Whites. We are now left with Panda Kings and the Dwarf Whites, and good thing is, the Panda Kings are one of my favorites, you guys. But anyways, definitely go and check out the isopod source. Their card is right here. They've got an Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So I'll leave all that stuff down below, you guys, in our description. And let's get right into showing you guys what they sent us for these bioactive enclosures. They sent us a major goodie box with a bunch of isopods, like I said, and a whole lot of isopod food. So we've got bee pollen, we've got mushroom powder, we've got freezer dried minnows right here. This is all food for those crazy little isopods. They sent us some super nice enriched soil. You guys, I have actually some of this in a lot of our bioactive substrate already. So we've used 2 bags of this. We're left with 1 bag, well 1.5 bags. Back here we've got a bunch of seed pods that we are actually going to have to add to our bioactives today. We even have isopod shrimp scampi. I mean, you guys, what the heck? These are little freezer dried shrimp. We've got some more iso pollen, the shrooms. They seriously hooked it up big time, you guys. We've got mealworms for them to eat. Is that not just so amazing of them to send us such a cool little goodie box? But now let me show you guys the cool things that came in the goodie box. Let's show you guys those isopods, and then we'll get our seed pods set up and get those isopods inside of the enclosure as well as our geckos. So I've had these guys now for about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, and let's just say we have seen babies from each. So we've seen Panda King babies and we've seen the Dwarf Whites. Let me give you guys a look at what I mean by babies, because these Dwarf Whites, they are going crazy in here. Safe to say that they are probably very happy. Oh wow, well actually they're all hiding today. I thought I was gonna be able to lift it up and see 1,000,001 Dwarf Whites like I do every day, but there they all are, under the soil, kind of just doing their thing. And then here we have one of our absolutely adorable little Panda Kings. So I spooked him, so now he's kind of rolled up into his little ball. But these guys are so adorable. That is our Panda King. So these couple enclosures that have already been set up, these actually do have a cleanup crew. And then let's see if we could actually come in here and find any. Oh yeah, look at these Dwarf Whites. So this enclosure actually has a bunch of Dwarf Whites in it. You guys can see right there. We got 3 Dwarf Whites crawling around. We gotta add some newer pothos because these cuttings actually did not thrive. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start over here at this enclosure. We're gonna take some of these Dwarf Whites and add them on in there. So I've got a decent little scoop. Now we're not gonna add that many in, but I mean that's just 1 scoop. And look at how many little Dwarf White isopods are in my hand crawling around. So we're gonna take some out of that scoop. There we go, we've got a decent, that's a lot. We've got a decent amount of Dwarf White isopods. We're just going to take these guys and put them in here. They are probably going to love it in here because there is nice fresh food. When leaves die, they clean it up. Let's see these guys just kind of disperse. My camera wants to focus up. There you go. Those guys are just gonna go find their little nooks and crannies that they're gonna hide in, and they're gonna make themselves at home. We now officially have a bioactive enclosure. There's cleanup crew. We just need to add our main animal, which is the crested gecko. We added some of our little isopod food in there. Now these guys could really make themselves at home and enjoy the rest of their life. We'll continuously check up on these guys and we'll see how many babies they create in the future. And now what I'm gonna do is just go around and add a little bit of those isopods to each of these enclosures, and I'll grab some clips along the way. We have just shaken off some isopods into this second enclosure. We have now got our cleanup crew in all of these brand new bioactive enclosures. It is now time to pick out which geckos are going in which enclosure, everybody. This is one of my crazy male lily whites. He is super beautiful, super nice and white. And I definitely would rather have males in these enclosures because the females will dig and mess up everything down below. So, as I was saying, you guys, we've got our first runner up. All right, buddy, there you go. Come on. Look. Look at this place, dude. Look at this place. And he's gonna just kind of feel it out a little bit. He's gonna get to walking around, and he's not in a tub anymore, so he's kind of got a lot more room to look at. This guy is super pretty and super unique. I think he would look amazing in one of the bioactives. So we're gonna take this little guy and introduce him to this bioactive, and he is just making himself right at home. Look at the colors on that animal. Super pretty. That is animal number 2. We had runner up number 3, but he just helped himself right in there. You guys can see his head right there, licking some water off his face. That is our 3rd male going right in, so we've got 3 bioactives with animals in them now. Take a look at how red that gecko is, you guys. He is super hard to take any pictures of because he is an actual tweaker. He's crazy. I'm surprised that he's kind of acting as chill right now. Look at how red, focus up, that animal is. Oh my goodness, that is a beautiful, beautiful gecko. There you go, buddy, right in there. And there he goes. Oh, yeah, you gotta figure that out a little bit. Take a look at the contrast on that cappuccino, you guys. This guy, I think, is going in our last empty bioactive, right here. I think this is gonna be the perfect little fit for him. There you go, buddy. That's home, dude. Look at the contrast on those laterals right there. See where that white is just kind of surrounded by that bright orange rusty coloration. We've got our last animal going in. Okay, maybe you don't want to go in? Dude, look at that home right there, bro. Come on. That's our last contender going in. We have now got almost a full row of bioactives. Now, if you guys see me miss any, it's because they actually already housing animals. So, like, that's got an animal, this has got an animal, this has got an animal, this has got that female that is sold, she's leaving this week. This has got that cap, we've got another cap up there. We've got a little red guy right down there. We've got a beautiful female in this one, and then that male het exanthic. So, basically all these are looking great, and they are all housing beautiful, beautiful animals. Like I said, we've got 3 more bioactives that are ready to go. We just need to grab another light adapter, and we should be all good to go over here, G-Squad. Everything looks great, and I'm super happy with how it came out. Look at that. Sheesh. Well, G-Squad, the time has come. This is where I'm going to be wrapping it up. Hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. It was kind of something I've been wanting to do for a while. I've just kind of never gotten to it, and today we woke up and we did it. We went right over to Home Depot. We grabbed some beautiful pothos, and I taught you guys how to save some money over there. If you guys get a big pothos and make some cuttings, you can save yourself some money instead of buying little ones. And yeah, there you go. Nice little life hack from Giovanni Lonnie right there. But we've got our bioactives nice and set up. We've got a cleanup crew in each. Hopefully you all enjoyed today's video. I think it was pretty fun. Now our geckos get to live an even happier life in these super nice, naturalistic enclosures, you guys. So hopefully you all enjoyed. And with that being said, G-Squad, I'm gonna wrap this up, and I'll catch you guys on next episode. Peace out.